What's going on, everybody? We are live, and I usually don't go live on Sundays, but I am going to go live for this. People have been talking about it. I'm going to go right into the topic. As you know, I try not to talk about these young men on my channel, but it's somewhat unavoidable because I'm working at the same time, because there's a little bit of overlap, because I talk about manhood, fatherhood, being a family man, being a husband, all that stuff. And they too talk a little bit about what they consider as manhood down there in Miami. And if you don't know who I'm talking about the young man in Miami, specifically Fresh CEO, Fresh Prince CEO from the Fresh and Fit podcast. Real name is Walter Weeks. That was loud. And the reason why I'm talking about him today, and some of you guys may not know this, but if you are in the YouTube streets, you're in the manhood, if you are following at all the Red Pill manosphere space, you know what's happening. Walter Weeks, who prides himself as being a man that coaches other men, who encourages men not to get finessed by other women, and how to pretty much they try to help men, as they say it, get LAID, which is pretty stupid in my opinion, because they think that they're out there helping men. In all actuality, they're doing a whole lot more harm than helping. And right now, Walter Weeks, Fresh, is now feeling the consequences for being undisciplined. They encourage men to be undisciplined. They talk a good game about they want men to level up in their finances and their, health and all that stuff. But they encourage men to be reckless with their lower extremities. And as a result of Walter Weeks' recklessness, he has been alleged to have impregnated a young lady that he was dating. It's tough. And right now he is dealing with the consequences of being an undisciplined man. And I got to be honest, a lot of men have had undisciplined moments in their life, have had lapse of judgment, but in this situation, it's more than a lapse of judgment. It's the thought that he can do what he wants and there would be no consequences. And he can do what many people out there see as the easy fix. And that's give a young lady, or have the young lady, encourage them to take a pill, the morning after pill, or go and get what the A word, the ABOR, and you guys can finish the rest. And I find it fine. Like, I gotta be honest with you, this doesn't make sense to me, right? Because we tell people, right, that it's bad to shame people who use that option. And now I'm not talking about those who had situations where they were forced and was like forced into that kind of activity. I'm talking about two willing adults getting into this kind of activity and using ABOR as a viable option for birth control. I think that's nonsense. And I had a chance to hear the conversation that he had with her. Now, mind you, I think she was playing this up. I think I can't say that she's not telling the truth about being pregnant, but I could say that there was a little bit of acting in it. She probably understands his status. He's part of one of the biggest podcasts in the world. The assumption is that he has money. So yeah, she probably wanted to maximize financially this situation as what they would say and consider getting the bag. And I would think that he would be smarter than that because of what he preaches, what he teaches, what he encourages people in the podcast. And that's the thing. And I say this out of respect. Okay, I'm not trying to diss him at all. I really am not. So I hope that it doesn't come off that way. But there's a Fresh fits the archetype of young man who, what's going on, CP the artist? Glad you're here. He fits the archetype of the young man who could not get positive attention from ladies when he was younger. And because of it, he and I know this to be true, he was looking into ways to get rich and doing trying to expose gold diggers and showing off cars that he was renting in order to get women and all that stuff. And now he has this podcast and he's got a little bit of money. And we know with money comes status, and with status comes attention from the ladies. And he operates in a way that you can tell he really didn't get a lot of attention from ladies when he was younger. And this is not a knock on him. If he's able to get attention now, he's doing the work to get attention. I think it's the wrong kind of work because he's attracting the wrong kind of women, i.e. the young lady who is alleging that he's the father of their child. But yeah, he fits that archetype. Now, I know men like CP the artist who could possibly get a lot of attention from ladies, right? And has always gotten attention from ladies. And a beautiful young woman could approach him and he's not swooning over her and looking to risk it all just so that he can have, 20 minutes of pleasure with her. And it's that kind of undiscipline that causes a lot of men to fall. Throughout the Bible, we see a whole lot of men who couldn't practice discipline in that area of sexual intimacy, and it caused the kingdom to crumble. Men need to practice this. And I wish that they, on that podcast, because, no, I don't agree with almost 90% of what they talk on that podcast. But if they was to really want to help men, they would tell men, and they would also practice this. Practice sexual discipline. Stop trying to promote men getting a whole bunch of women. Instead, promote men to be disciplined. Because now, I said this before on my channel, now Walter, who didn't come from money, has money. And because he could not practice his discipline, he couldn't practice positive discipline and strong discipline in that area, his resources are at stake. He gambled his resources, which a lot of these red pill alpha men type men, all they talk about is that they have resources. Now he's gambling his resources because he didn't want to practice discipline. And no, I'm not saying he should have wrapped it up. No, I'm saying he should not have done any of that kind of activity in the first place, because it really does confuse me when adults, grown people, logical grown people with a sound mind and a brain will engage in intimate activities. And then if a child comes out as a result of it, they get upset, they get angry. They're like, oh my gosh, how did this happen? How do you think it happened? You're a grown adult. You tell me how it happened. He even said that in one of the text messages in their exchange, and was trying to get her to terminate the pregnancy. And I think, man, how could a man who tell men to protect their resources, to level up, to do all that stuff, get into something like this? Because here's the thing. It's going to come back to you. What you sow, you will also reap. I even got one for you. Where you plant your seed, something will grow. Fellas, we have to start valuing our seed. We have to start valuing the very thing that we give that would offer life into this planet. We do it so recklessly. We have no care in the world about life. We just want the pleasure, like I'm sure he did. He wanted the pleasure. He wanted to get in. He saw this very beautiful woman giving her attention. Because here's the thing. When men who didn't get attention finally get attention from beautiful women, they lose their mind. They can't think at all. I fully agree, bro. Fully agree. They can't think at all. Like all of a sudden, now this girl, it's insane. Insane. And now he's gambling with his resources. I don't know if it's true. I don't. However, he admitted on his podcast that he should not have released in her, which he did. He admitted it. So now they're in a situation where Myron is defending him, saying that she's a liar, and he don't know that. We don't know that. We don't. And I really don't want to talk about this specific situation, right? What I wanted to do is, what can we learn from this situation? And there's only one real lesson that we can learn from this, we can apply, that would help men across the world. And that is not to engage in sexual activity with anyone that's not your wife. Because if you are having intercourse, you can't be surprised if there's a baby that comes out of it, that the baby is a result. Okay? And yes, not once, but he did it multiple times. Yes. So you can't be surprised. You can't be upset. But here's the thing. If you're married and you happen to get your wife pregnant, that's a beautiful thing. And you would probably celebrate that. You're not thinking about your resources now going to this woman who you didn't want to be with in the first place. Right? And it's not even like that. I don't agree with this. I don't condone this. So please do not cut this up and say, oh, Andre thinks that this is okay. You're not even sleeping with women that you want to be with. Gambling at all. It's not even like you want to eventually marry this person. Nonsense, guys. Nah. And that's my gripe with a lot of these everybody has a podcast now, and they're promoting toxicity. They're promoting things that causes more division, divisiveness, hurt in our communities. And we swallow it up because we want to be one-sided. We want to get everything we want to get without the consequences that come with it. We want to sleep with all the women we want to sleep with. And if they all get pregnant, we get upset. At least, like, let's say it like this. At least Nick Cannon's not out there complaining. Like, I don't know if Nick Cannon was out there complaining. He's out there handling his business. I don't agree with it, but you don't hear him saying, hey, I'm mad because she's taking me to court for child support. Well, probably because he got so many kids that he can't get child support collected. I don't know. Either way, he's not complaining about it. But you're a grown man. This goes to Walter or anybody else out there watching this. You're a grown, fully grown man, capable of making decisions like the one you made when you slept with the woman that you didn't want to be with. So if she gets pregnant, that's on you. Not on her, on you. And because of that, because you claim to be this man, you need to be held responsible for your actions. You need to stand up and deal with the consequences of your actions and help with that child. Don't tell me, well, she knew I didn't want to have a baby. Okay, if you didn't want to have a baby and you knew this, why did you engage in that sexual activity with her? And I'm sure, like, you know, there's it's two-sided. I understand that, but I'm not here to talk to the women today. I'm here to talk to you guys out there. So I'm not going to say anything about, you know, well, she chose to do it despite him not knowing. That has nothing to do with this right now. This is about you guys thinking that you can do whatever you want. You can be upfront and tell her, I'm not ready for a baby. As if, because you told her that, she is going to go and terminate the pregnancy. You are stupid if you believe that that's going to happen all the time. Stupid, idiotic, dumb. And I say that with love in my heart. Because if you was one of my friends and you told me that you got a girl pregnant and you told her that you didn't want to have a baby, I would ask, well, did you sleep with her? Yes. Then you're stupid. Then you're stupid. You're dumb. We think sex is simply recreational. You will reap what you sow. And if you want to sow your seed in every Tina, Lisa, Cindy, whatever, and a seed grows into a child, you need to deal with the consequences. Because you claim to be a man, and if you're man enough to sleep with all these women, you better be man enough to take care of the children that you created. And that's all I got to say. Walter, I'm praying for you. I hope that you guys can work this out. I hope that you guys can keep this out of the public and deal with this in a way that's, if the child if there is a child in this that is in the best interest of the child, I also think that you guys should keep this out of public, domain. Keep us out of it because 20 years down the line, when your child is 20, they're going to go back to this and see, okay, wow, my dad didn't even want me. I don't know how I feel about that. Or, wow, my mother was a whole THOT out in these streets, which is why I got pregnant, why she got pregnant with me. How about keeping your business outside of the street, outside of the internet, and keep it private until you guys could deal with this amicably. I would also recommend keep it out of the courts, but you guys aren't going to do that. It is what it is. But guys, don't talk about this anymore publicly. If you're watching this, don't talk about it anymore. What's her name? I don't even know her name. Chen or something like that. Don't talk about it no more. If you're going to get lawyers involved, get lawyers involved. Like, it was craziest to me, and I'm going to close here. I had a chance to see a little bit of their podcast. And the lawyer who's representing him told him not to say anything. And the first thing he says right after that is, I should not have released in her. Like, oh my gosh. Oh gosh. He said not to say anything. And he admitted. He incriminated himself while his lawyer was on the live stream. I don't understand. Yeah. And 2 + 2 is 4. All right, guys. That's all I got to say, man. Little Wabba Beach. Yo, oh, man. I got nothing else to say. I know I'm laughing about it, but I'm hoping that they could really get through this in a way that's best for the child. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification so it'll let you know when I upload new videos. I'm going to go live right now, like I'm doing right now. I got a couple of podcasts coming up. Great conversations. Please stay tuned. If you want to support the channel, patreon.com/Harrison Family Values. So you can hit the membership button down below. And if you're watching the replay, hit that super thanks button and give us a small donation to support the channel. Or you can purchase some merch on the side. If you look down below or on the side, you should be able to click some merch and purchase some merch to support the channel. And pick up my book, Amazon.com. Search From a Fatherless Father to His Sons, and you can purchase the book. And some of you guys have been purchasing. You guys aren't buying my hoodies. You're not buying my coffee mugs. You're not hitting that super chat, super thanks. But you guys are out there buying my book, so I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Blaxploitation before I close says, and then Myron had a blow up. Insane. I saw that. Again, Myron does that. Yeah. Here's my thing. I'll say this. Myron belittles the very people that support him, and these men still support him. I don't understand that, but they preach accountability for women, but do not practice accountability for themselves. In my opinion, they are not the model of what men should be, and I say that out of respect and just based off of the evidence that they project, not because of what I feel, based on what they show. All right, guys, I'm out. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until the next upload, a live stream, I'm out. Peace.